Alright, hey guys, welcome back to another video, and today I decided to make kind of like a different type of video, but kind of also goes in line with all my other Steam tutorials that I've done. But this is going to be more of a rundown on what Steam is. This is going to be geared towards people who've never used Steam before, just downloaded it, or maybe let's say parents, grandparents who have a young child that just downloaded Steam and you want to know exactly what it's about. So this isn't going to go over everything that's in Steam because it's a very vast platform. I have other tutorials. They're all going to be linked down below. They show off different aspects of the the software or the program, whatever you want to call it. But I'm just going to give you guys a quick rundown, run through like these main tabs over here, and tell you what it's all about. So first, Steam is a place that's mainly used to buy and pretty much manage games. They also have different software, like editing software that you could use, to edit videos, to edit certain things, to code if you'd like to start learning how to code. But mainly it is a place for you to buy games and also keep your games all in one place. So right when you start, you get to the store page right over here. Right after you make an account, obviously, it's very easy to make an account, just the basic stuff, email, username, all that good stuff. But once you get to the main, the software that you download, the Steam, program, you will come up with the store, library, community, and then obviously whatever your name that you choose is. I just chose Ahahaha, but whatever your name you choose is going to be right over here, and it's going to be like your personal stuff that you choose to show, which I'm going to show in just a couple minutes, okay? But first, let's go over the store. So the store is literally just a store page. You have all the games that you can want. You can search through them, top seller, popular, that are coming up soon. You can go into categories. Let me go up here. What's it called? You can see right over here, you got all these different places. You could do FPS, you can do medieval games. You can go in all these type of different categories. Steam has a very vast, pretty much, I want to say, it has a very huge market in the what I would call it, the game space when it comes to PC gaming. See it as like if you're a child or someone or if you had a console before, like a PS5 or Xbox One, it is literally just a program that's the same as like the PlayStation Store or the Xbox Store, whatever you call it. I've never had an Xbox before, but I've had a PlayStation before. Where you can pretty much just buy games. Next, so that pretty much covers the store page. Place you go. Pretty much just buy games. There are something that you might want to know. Steam is very notorious for having sales. So whenever holidays come up, pretty much every single holiday that is significant. I live in the U.S., so every U.S. significant holiday has very big Steam sales, and I'm pretty sure it carries over to different countries as well. But those sales are very significant, and if you, let's say for example, you wanted to, maybe get somebody some good games for very cheap, wait for those sales. Especially like, let's say for example, the Christmas sale, games will be off 50%, 60%, 70%. So just wait on those. There are, like I said, I have different tutorials. It's like, for example, where I show how to find out when the sales start and stuff of that nature. Check that down below, okay? Next, let's go into library. So library is where you manage your games, right? So store is where you buy your games. Library is where you manage it. So this is where you're going to see all the games that you have bought or all the games that you have added through codes. Let's say, for example, you bought a game like with the disc or something like that, or even without the disc, you bought it from like a different website, and you wanted to add it to Steam so it stays in this little library of yours. There's an add game button here. I'm going to just quickly scroll this up so you guys can see it. There's an add game button here, and you can add it to your library. It's very simple. You can launch the games from here. You can kind of like right click. You can manage them. You can kind of do a couple of different things. You can see like the properties, where like the game is located, different updates that the game might have, just extra information. But mainly, and also you can see kind of like the updates of different games that are on the Steam platform. But this is where all your games are located. There you go. And like I said, most of my games, I got it from those Steam sales. They're very, very good in my opinion. Next, we're moving on to community. So community doesn't get used too much, in my opinion. Usually I just stick to store, library, and kind of my profile. But here's a rundown of the community. It has some good things. Obviously, for every single game, you can search up by game. You will find, let's say, for example, I want to do Age of Empires. Yeah, Age of Empires 2. Every single game you can search up that's on the Steam platform, and it will have like a community tab. It's kind of like what's the best comparison to this? It's like I guess like a Facebook group would be the best comparison, where you just have a lot of people posting a lot of different things. You have tutorials, videos. Let's see if I can go to discussions. You have discussions about the game, just various different things. And right over here you can see we got videos. We got even broadcasts, artwork, screenshots, everything. It's just a way for you to communicate with other people playing the same game, which is pretty good. It doesn't get used too much, but it's pretty good, especially for newer players if you want some guides. There's guides here as well. And also, the community tab has what's it called? The workshop. So the workshop is actually pretty cool. It's a way for you to be able to mod your games or modify your games. What that means is, let's say a game has, for example, it has, what's the best way to explain this? Let's say for example, the game is too short, right? So you beat it kind of quick. Well, there's mods out there or modifications that add extra content or add extra quests or add extra things to the game to make the game longer to play, for example. Sometimes you have to go through different sites to mod your game, but the Steam has a workshop, which makes it kind of easy, where you can just go on certain games and just, let's say for example, let's go to this one right over here. And all you have to do is press subscribe when you pick the modification that you want for any specific game, really. You just click subscribe and it automatically installs the mod. And these are safe because they run through Steam, so it's a little bit better than getting it from different websites. But certain games have it, certain games don't, but it's a very good feature to have. Next, moving on. This is the more controversial, I think, of the Steam platform, right? So the Steam platform has a thing called the markets. So what is the market? So there are certain things in games that cost money. These are talked about, they're always talked about if they are, good, bad, all that, and the other. This can be avoided. This doesn't have to be used. It's not required to be used. It's like a place where you can just buy and sell kind of in-game items, right? One thing you can't do is you can put money to buy the items in, but you cannot take the money out once you sell the items. So let's say, for example, you put, let's say, $10 in, right? Let's say you bought some items, they kind of raised in price, and then you sold it for $20, right? You cannot take that $20 off the Steam platform. It doesn't work that way. It will stay in your wallet, and you can use it to purchase more items, or you can use it to purchase games as well. So I think that's a kind of a good safeguard, in my opinion. But there's ways to go around it, but we're not going to talk about that. This, again, not required to do, not part of the requirement of, using Steam, but it is a little bit controversial. And also, you can restrict, just letting you guys know for like the parents and, the grandparents out there, you can restrict buying and selling of these for your child if you are kind of afraid that they might, go down kind of like, the gambling route or kind of, the different route of trying to, waste a lot of money. You can get an app on your phone. It's a Steam app, and then you could have an authentication where every time a sale happens here, it first has to get confirmed on that app, and you can get it on your phone, so you can, pretty much track those purchases and stop them before they happen, if that kind of makes sense. But yeah, there you go. And lastly, we have is your profile. So your profile, you can showcase whatever you really want. It pretty much shows your games, your inventory, any videos you made, kind of like your playtime, just a lot of cool little facts, your friends. But again, all this stuff you can literally, if you press edit profile right over here, you can, if you go to, I think, privacy right over here, you can make everything private. You can make this whole profile private. Like when I click on this, I'm not going to do it right now because it's going to be a lot of stuff to undo later. But if you go into edit profile to the privacy settings, you can literally get rid of all of this and make it all private to the point where it only shows literally your picture and just your name. So if you want to keep it private, you can keep it private. And lastly, before we end it off, you know, that's pretty much what Steam is. It's a little platform for gaming. It's a platform where you could, you know, interact with the community. And lastly, I want to talk about friends. You can also add people, obviously, that you play games with, and you can check out their profiles, what they're doing, and stuff of that nature. But yeah, that is Steam pretty much for anybody who wants to, you know, figure out what it is. It's their first time actually, you know, interacting with it. It is a platform where you buy games, you play games through it. It's like a manager for games, kind of like the PlayStation Network or, you know, the Xbox Network, whatever you call it. But yeah, that will do it for me. Let me know what you guys think, and I'll see you in the next one. And yeah, I have a lot of different tutorials down below as well. I have a whole playlist of them for specific things in Steam that you might have problems with. So go check that out as well.